Good afternoon and welcome to our 27th annual meeting. I'm John Landis, Chair of the DDC's Board of Trustees. We're so glad you could join us today as we honor the region's resilience in 2020, celebrate the growth and investment that took place, and focus our efforts on the region's continued recovery in 2021. We know many of you see in-person networking as a key part of this event. After so many months of virtual events, we're grateful you took the time to log in this afternoon, and we hope we can find ways to connect in person later in the year. Today wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, CareSource, Premier Health, Cincinnati Bell, Charter Communications, Speedway, McGowan Brabender, Fifth Third Bank, Kettering Health Network, Heidelberg Distributing, Sinclair College, the University of Dayton Research Institute, and Clark State College. Thank you so much for your support of this event and the Coalition's work. We'll start our program with the 2020 DDC results and economic update. Please welcome the DDC's President and CEO, Jeff Hoagland.
Good afternoon, and welcome to our very first virtual annual meeting. I know this is a big change from past years where hundreds of you filled the Schuster Center or Caroline Park, chatting with friends and enjoying the spirit of community so many of us treasure. At least it's a little easier for me to get your attention. Last year, we handed out small Lego kits for all our meeting attendees and asked you to build a small square of the Dayton Region United mural designed by a wonderful local company called Brixelated. As the meeting ended and people left, the DDC staff and I watched as you placed your square on the ever-expanding mural. The Brixelated team came to our office in March to hang the completed piece, framed and secured in our front lobby. We shut down the office a few days later before getting a chance to show it off. When we opened back up, the mural remained, the collective work of our community, built with care by the people who believe in our mission. In this year of absence and loss, the mural reminds us that you are with us with every step of the way on this road to recovery. I know 2020 brought our community so many challenges. Many of you have experienced profound losses, and people in our community continue to suffer. When I look back on the last year, the DDC's work served as a bright spot in a dark year, and I hope we can grow that light in 2021 as our recovery continues. You will continue to hear the same themes from previous years: connect, innovate, and yes, grow. You will also hear words like strategic, bold, long-term, community, recovery. While no one could have foreseen the COVID crisis, our region has worked for decades to prepare for what the next downturn. We were ready when disaster hit. Our experiences during the 2005 BRAC, the Great Recession, and our efforts to diversify our economy and build stronger ties to our federal installations helped insulate our community from the impact of the pandemic. We grew missions at Wright Pat and Springfield, and we added jobs in fast-growing, high-paying sectors like technology, cyber, advanced manufacturing, and aerospace. Our hard work is paying off. In 2008, in the middle of the last recession, JP Nassif and the DDC set a goal of 10,000 new jobs for the region by 2020. People probably thought he was crazy. Since 2011, this region has created more than 25,000 jobs. When JP made that bold challenge, he knew how hard our community works and what we have to offer. He saw our potential to come back from adversity stronger, and we will again. JP, thank you for the challenge. Our region was up for it. You may not remember, but 2020 started off with momentum unlike anything we've seen in a long time. Fuyao announced an expansion, 100 new jobs, and $46 million in capital investment. American Factory won an Oscar. The Workforce We Need Summit with Wright Pat and Lieutenant Governor John Husted was a huge success. UD's men's basketball stole the national spotlight. The Dayton region was named #1 in Site Selection magazine's Governor's Cup. Our region has been in the top 10 for 14 consecutive years. We had big plans for the Big Hoopla Festival, our community leader fly-in, the Dayton Air Show, the Air Force Life Cycle Industry Days, Military Appreciation Night at the Phrase, Hometown Heroes Celebration Nights at the Dayton Dragons and Levitt Pavilion. When COVID hit, the economy screeched to a halt. In 3 days, Ohio went from its first positive cases to shut down. As the state shut down, our team and our local partners immediately began outreach to businesses. We saw jobs disappear and unemployment rise at a speed that made the recession look like a tiny blip. Unemployment peaked in April with more than 96,650 unemployment claims, but that spike started to come down almost immediately. In September, the number of unemployment claims was down to 28,000, and by November, it was down to under 16,000. The DDC began immediate business outreach via phone and video conferences to connect with businesses. We contacted over 700 local businesses since March. We worked even closer with our public sector partners. Our team contacted all open projects in the DDC pipeline. We connected with closed projects on job creation timelines. The DDC worked with the Air Force, state, and federal officials and Jobs Ohio to provide roundtables and information sessions for local businesses. We reached out to businesses with information on financial assistance. Elaine Bryant worked with the governor's team to procure PPE. Jobs Ohio quickly rolled out programs to assist. First was the PPE program, where 1,500 packages were given out locally. Jobs Ohio also started or accelerated programs to support businesses in new ways. The Ohio Site Inventory Program will help commercial properties remain competitive. 2 local projects have been approved for funding, with several more coming in 2021. US 40 at the Dayton Airport and the Springfield-Beckley Municipal Airport to support the infrastructure needed for Agility Prime companies Beta and Joby. And there's more on that project in just a bit. The Jobs Ohio Innovation Fund was created in direct response to COVID. It was meant to demonstrate confidence in promising Ohio's startups and to protect investment pledged to startups by sharing in the risk. The pilot program provided convertible loan towards innovative startup companies. 2 local companies met Jobs Ohio criteria and were awarded funding: Xerion Advanced Batteries and Spintech Holdings. Jobs Ohio will be requesting approval for another round of funding in 2021. The Vibrant Community and Inclusion Grant programs will help support businesses in underserved communities and minority-owned businesses. We're working with several local businesses for support through these programs. 2021 will mark the 10th anniversary of Jobs Ohio. This year has shown the true value of Ohio's unique economic development structure. As a private nonprofit, Jobs Ohio could move quickly to respond to businesses' needs and stand up new programs that address the pandemic in creative ways. Because of Ohio's visionary leadership, we are all well positioned for a strong recovery. Back in the spring, we had no idea what our year-end results would be. Over the summer, we started to see projects that hit pause start up again. Our Jobs Ohio results came in stronger than we anticipated, with 30 companies committing to 1,994 new jobs, 8,203 retained jobs, $117.2 million in new payroll, and $604.9 million in capital investment. In a year of unprecedented uncertainty, these companies made a promise to our community to not only keep the jobs they have, but to add new jobs and invest in their local operations. They represent the start of our recovery. We are humbled and grateful for their faith in our community and will do everything we can to support them. Normally, we focus on just the last year's results, but we wanted to give you a broad context this year. When you look back on our last 10 years of growth, you can see we ended 2020 within 100 jobs of 2013 and 2017, and exceeded the payroll and capital investment from those years as well. Even with a 3-month pause, we have kept up the trends of past years. Our growth continues to be across the entire region as well. Just a few weeks ago, Honda announced growth in its Anna engine plant, building on the extensive presence they have in Shelby County and in the region. Our Accelerant Fund invested in another company this year and increased its investment in 4 previous investments. Sentinel Occupational Safety, a spinoff of Aptima Ventures, joined the fund as it develops its unique safety monitoring platform that leverages an IoT approach to preventative oversight. Our companies continue to benefit from sidecar investments, increasing the reach of our fund dollars and the company ties to the Dayton region. At the end of the year, one of Dayton's under-the-radar success stories, Miracle Corp, was purchased by BrightPet. Local investors supported Miracle Corp for nearly 20 years, helping the company grow to be a leading provider of premium products uniquely tailored for pets and their owners. The sale represents exciting opportunities for BrightPet in Dayton, as well as starting a new chapter for Miracle Corp's team. One of the biggest lessons we learned in the Great Recession is Wright-Patt can bring stability to our local economy during difficult times. When businesses closed in the spring, the Air Force held steady. As Wright-Patt approaches 33,000 employees, our team continues to work closely with the base leadership to support their missions. Working with our legislature to support legislation to make Ohio more military-friendly and working with local partners from higher ed and local governments, our region continues to lead the nation when it comes to supporting our military. It's the state's largest single-site employer, with an annual economic impact of $15.5 billion. In 2020, we continued to host the Ohio Defense Aerospace Forum and added a new Ohio Space Forum. We worked with the Air Force to raise awareness of their workforce needs with the Workforce We Need Summit with Lieutenant Governor Husted and the state's higher education institutions. Announcements of the programs like Agility Prime and Dayton Digital Works brought recognition and opportunity to the region. And we worked with Jobs Ohio to lead a new defense initiative. 2020 marked a big shift in the DDC's work to support our federal and military installations. Elaine Bryant is leading Jobs Ohio's effort to support this sector statewide, allowing the entire state to benefit from the strategy and tactics we've used in Dayton for decades. She's joined by many of our best advocates, General Lyles, General Mosley, and General Owen, who have remained steadfast champions for Ohio and Dayton long after their service at Wright-Patt and the Air Force ended. We all realize how unique this is for one general, let alone three, and we are grateful for their support. We also have the incredible partnership with Colonel Joe Zeese, the governor's senior advisor, Jobs Ohio board member Scott Sullivan, and one of our state's leading military advocates, JP Nassif. No doubt Ohio has the best team of experts in the country working on our behalf. We're excited for this new mission, but we will always keep our eyes on Dayton. We will not forget our roots. We remain optimistic for 2021. In 2020, the Air Force stood up two new efforts that will have a profound impact on our community: Agility Prime and Dayton Digital Works. Agility Prime is focused on the development and production of eVTOLs, or flying cars, and we've already seen exciting development at the Springfield Beckley Airport, with industry leaders Joby and Beta bringing simulators and charging capabilities to the state. Those of us of a certain age will remember back when flying cars were something we watched on Saturday morning cartoons, but it's closer than ever to being a reality. Dayton Digital Works will put Dayton in the center of the Air Force's digital transformation and puts us on the short list of AFWERX hub cities, including Austin, DC, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. These hubs are created to make it easy for businesses to work with the Air Force and provide a physical location for businesses to make those connections. We will have the opportunity to introduce new companies to the Dayton region and add a Fast Company Best Workplaces to our fast-growing digital roster. We're excited to leverage both these opportunities. We do see opportunity in 2021. We will continue to focus on our existing businesses. They generate more than 3/4 of our job growth, and they need our support more than ever. Jobs Ohio's new programs will help us quickly leverage new opportunities. The pandemic has sparked new conversations with businesses about where they want to operate, giving us an opening to highlight the Dayton region in new ways. We see an opportunity to appeal to business leaders and employees in major metro areas as they look to adapt their operations to post-COVID environment. I want to commend JP Nassif and his Jobs Ohio board for their ability and willingness to be national leaders in the economic development arena. Jobs Ohio's efforts to target business leaders across the country and share how Ohio's position for recovery will raise our profile and hopefully attract new companies looking for a more affordable place to do business. This effort is already underway in places like New York City, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and California. The work our region has done to grow and diversify our economy will continue. Efforts like Agility Prime, Dayton Digital Works, and the intelligence work at WritePat represent real opportunities to attract new businesses. When you think back to where our community was 10, 15, or even 20 years ago, we have come so far. We have had leaders who have set bold visions for our economic growth and prepared us for what we faced in 2020. The BRAC efforts from the 1990s and 2005 rounds set the foundation for the growth we've seen at Wright-Patterson and Springfield. The perseverance of the Arcade's advocates led to the amazing transformation we're seeing today. The careful long-term planning of partners including the City of Dayton, UD, Premier, Montgomery County, and others set the stage for On Main and projects like the GE Epicenter and Emerson Helix. The Agility Prime and Beyond Visual Line of Sight work in Springfield came from a decade of work that began in the early days of the UAS industry. We know how to rebound. We have the stability of WritePat. Our economic drivers do not seem to be the hardest hit industries. Ohio's outlook for recovery is strong. Our path for growth remains much the same. Support our growing industries. Build our workforce pipeline. Work to get companies in the support they need until they can resume regular operations. We have been through so much in 2019 and 20. We are resilient. Dayton never gives up. I believe we have brighter days ahead in 2021. If that sounded like an ending, I'm sorry. You're stuck with me for just a little bit longer. Every year, the DDC honors a regional leader with our Maureen Patterson Award, named after one of my favorite people. The award recognizes and honors an extraordinary leader in our community who, like Maureen, advocates for the community's economic health and growth. I'd like to start our award presentation with a quote from John Wesley. Do all the good you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can. It should come to no surprise that this quote hangs in the lobby of the Turner Foundation, where you can always find John Landis working to make his community better than it was the day before. Under his leadership, the Turner Foundation has done much good in Springfield, Clark County, and the Dayton region in many ways, for many people, for 2 decades. John has guided the foundation's investment in the community, awarding grants to local nonprofits and investing in projects that improve Springfield's quality of life, business climate, and cultural institutions. Since it began, the foundation has invested more than $100 million in the community. John has served as the chair of the DDC's Board of Trustees for the last 3 years, his second time guiding this organization as we work to bring jobs and opportunity to the Dayton region. His own dedication to community and economic development has allowed him to bring incredible insight and passion to his work with the DDC. The Turner Foundation's vision is a community filled with a spirit of hope, creativity, excellence, and pride. I can think of no better example of that vision than John Landis. John has been more than just a board member and a board chair to me over the past 10 years. He's been a mentor and a friend. It is my pleasure to present you with the 2020 Maureen Patterson Regional Leader Award. John, thank you for all you do. Please come up and accept this award.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Honestly, I'm stunned. I saw Penny walking around with what I thought was a bottle of champagne. I thought we were going to celebrate after this. To me, receiving this award is I can't express the thoughts that are going through my head. Maureen meant so much to me, to the community. And when I look at the other winners of this award, I just don't feel like I'm in the same category as them. So I am truly honored. To me, this is like receiving an Emmy Award or something. It's just out of this world. I love this community so much. I love what's happening. I love the resiliency. I love the new investment that's happening here. It's to the benefit of everybody, and that's really what I care about most, is seeing people and communities succeed. And so I'll cherish this forever. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, John. Once again, the Dayton Development Coalition will recognize 3 local companies that have led the efforts to grow our region's economy in 2020. We'll start with leading job creator. Pella Corporation, a leading window and door designer and manufacturer, announced in July it selected Troy, Ohio as the location for its new manufacturing facility. Pella will produce vinyl windows and doors in the 324,000 square foot space. This new manufacturing facility will serve customers in the eastern region of the United States and will enable the company to meet rapidly increasing demand for Pella vinyl products. The facility will employ 428 new jobs once it's fully operational by 2025. The project was made possible through strong partnerships with Jobs Ohio, Dayton Development Coalition, Troy Development Council, and Ohio Development Services Agency. In the middle of a global pandemic, amid unprecedented economic uncertainty, Pella made a commitment to the Dayton region. These new jobs will play a critical role in our region's economic recovery. It is my pleasure to recognize Pella as the leading job creator for 2020. Please welcome Brian Kingery, Director of Operations, to accept this award.
Greetings, Dayton Development Coalition attendees. I'm Brian Kingery, Director of Operations for Pella Corporation. We are honored to be recognized this year for job creation in the greater Dayton metro area. Headquartered in Pella, Iowa, Pella Corporation has been providing customers with quality windows and doors since 1925. With multiple awards along the way, Pella has become one of the largest window manufacturers in the United States. The company has expanded to 18 manufacturing locations across the U.S. with over 8,000 employees. After designing and manufacturing windows and doors for nearly 100 years, Pella has established itself as a leader in the field. We began our site selection process in December of 2019. Looking back, a point in time that was way simpler than what we're all trying to navigate now. We wanted the opportunity to increase production capabilities in the eastern region of the United States. Our selection process entailed a multi-state region and began with almost 90 locations being vetted out. Over a rigorous 4-month extensive search, we had refined our long list of potential locations down to a handful. Our intent all along was to occupy an existing but vacated manufacturing facility and bring manufacturing jobs back to that community. Site selection criteria included key items like workforce availability, optimization of logistic freight lanes, proximity to key suppliers, and very important criteria around the community and community amenities. Said another way, having relocated several times in my career, would I move my family to this community? After months of working the process, we selected a manufacturing site in Troy, located right outside of Dayton. It was a facility that caught my eye in our initial search criteria, and we continue to be drawn back to it. The square footage of the facility was right for our needs, approximately 324,000 square feet. The location was prime, setting right off the interstate system, but 2 other things struck me on my many visits to Troy. First and foremost, it was the people of the community. From day one, they were engaged and welcoming. As we met with other business leaders, it became clear to us quickly there was a proud heritage of manufacturing in the community, and that resonated over and over with the site selection team. You see, The Pella community is also a small town of roughly 10,000 residents and home to 2 large privately held manufacturing companies. It was clear to us the town and the residents understood the importance of manufacturing jobs driving the economic viability of the community. And secondly, the culture of the town and everyone we met with fit nicely into our own company culture. To reinforce that the right location was selected, let me share a story. We officially closed on the property August 26th of 2020. In the short few months since that time, we have received, installed the equipment for multiple assembly lines. We have hired an entire management team, the vast majority of those being staffed locally, and we have hired 200 factory hourly team members. We are thrilled to be in Ohio, and none of this could have been possible without the support and cooperation of many partners in Ohio, including Jobs Ohio, the Dayton Development Coalition, and the Troy Development Council. On behalf of Pella Corporation, thank you for this award. We're looking forward to a long and successful partnership.
Thank you, Brian. Now we move to Best Entrepreneurial Startup. Infinity Labs was founded in the Dayton region by 7 entrepreneurs, 3 U.S. military veterans representing Air Force, Army, and Marine Corps, each with significant cyber, Department of Defense, and industry experience. A former federal civilian from the Air Force Research Laboratory with multiple decades of experience in multidisciplinary technologies, and 3 distinguished experts in system of systems, modeling, simulation, and analysis. Since beginning national operations, Infinity Labs has hit the ground running. In November, Infinity was awarded a $950 million ceiling IDIQ Prime Award on the United States Air Force Advanced Battle Management System program. The solutions being developed by the Infinity Labs team are geared toward big picture understanding of synergies among enabling technologies, vehicle platforms, and system of systems implications of commercial and military operations. With entrepreneurship and radical innovation at its core, Infinity Labs invests in revolutionary ideas and technologies with disruptive potential. At Infinity, employees are encouraged and trained to think holistically and to attack problems from all possible viewpoints. I'm thrilled to recognize Infinity Labs as our 2020 Entrepreneurial Startup. Please welcome Jason Molnar, Chief Strategy Officer, to accept this award.
It's quite an honor to be selected for DDC's 2020 Startup of the Year, especially under these trying circumstances. How many other companies were crazy enough to start a business during global pandemic? For us, it was less about being crazy and more about capitalizing on the emerging work-from-home business model. While most in the defense and ROD ecosystem saw the pandemic as an obstacle, we viewed the influx of remote work as a gap in the market and aggressively pursued opportunities in this space. Needless to say, we have not looked back. As a team of experienced professionals and agile entrepreneurs, any doubts we've had or will have along the way serves as our fuel, it emboldens our motivation, and strengthens our resolve. So far, it's been an effective formula for success when combined with equal parts long nights, a passion for transformational innovation, and old-fashioned hard work. A few specific thank yous from us. First, to the Produco Linquist team for the support they've given us in our startup journey. Our partners at this organization are tremendous professionals. Second, the Dayton Development Coalition for their continued support during the startup process, their never-ending willingness to answer questions in my texts, and help with creative solutions. We also greatly appreciate the recognition knowing that the real credit belongs to the hard work and dedication of our entire Infinity Labs team. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, for other aspiring entrepreneurs that may be watching, consider betting on yourself and taking the road less traveled by. For us, that has made all the difference.
Thank you, Jason. Finally, we recognize our Project of the Year for 2020. The AES Smart Operations Center in Dayton, Ohio, the first of its kind in the United States, opened a new era of innovative energy solutions. The facility represents the company's long-standing commitment to the digital transformation of the energy industry, accelerating a safer and cleaner energy future in the United States and globally. The center also demonstrates its investment in the state of Ohio and its people. Using leading-edge technology, the AES Smart Operations Center will employ data to increase the efficiency of its electric operations across the U.S. This digital hub also represents the integration of the company's new Global Performance Monitoring and Analytics Center and its Remote Operations and Control Center for the U.S.-based generation assets. This consolidation is critical as the company and the energy industry as a whole intensifies its reliance on data and smart grid technologies. The September announcement solidified the company's renewed investment in Dayton and its commitment to supporting job creation within the state. The AES Smart Operations Center will foster Ohio's workforce development as the state works to meet increasing digital technology demands. I'm pleased to honor the AES Smart Operations Center as the Project of the Year. Please welcome Christina Lund, President and CEO of Dayton Power and Light, to accept this award.
We at Dayton Power and Light are proud and excited to build the AES Smart Operations Center here in Dayton, Ohio. With a rich tradition of innovation, Dayton is the perfect location for our center that will have a local and global impact on the future of energy. At AES and DP&L, our purpose is to accelerate the future of energy together with our customers, communities, and partners. The world needs new energy solutions, and we can meet this need to improve lives around the world. The AES Smart Operations Center in Dayton will drive innovation across our operations, not only here in Ohio, but also across AES's regional and global portfolio. By using performance models, data analytics, and machine learning models, we can improve safety, reliability, planning, asset management, and much more. Our selection of Dayton as the first US-based Smart Operations Center demonstrates our commitment to the region today and our belief in a strong local pool of talent who will help us shape tomorrow while contributing to the state's economic growth. Throughout our 100-year operating history, delivering essential electric service in a reliable and affordable manner has been what's most important to our more than 500,000 customers throughout West Central Ohio. Instead of slowing our mission, the pandemic accelerated our work on the future of energy because our customers' needs are changing, and we must innovate now to help them recover faster and emerge stronger than before. With the challenges of 2020, we refined our operating practices to continue powering our communities safely. We're charging phones, we're keeping homes warm during another Midwest winter. We're keeping kids' laptops running for remote learning. We're powering up your stove, your streetlights, your electric vehicle chargers. And let's not forget your TV. So we're all able to tune into the Cleveland Browns and the University of Dayton Flyers. Dayton is the perfect location for our Smart Operations Center. We started with extensive research, looking for the optimal location for talent, demographics, and an innovative ecosystem with a culture committed to making positive change. We all know that Dayton has a proud tradition of innovation. The Wright brothers, one born in Indiana, the other in Ohio, are certainly famous for taking flight, and their spirit of innovation and their legacy lives on in Dayton. I think about the research, intelligence, and technology used at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Wright-Pat, one of DP&L's very own customers and Ohio's largest single-site employer, is a leader in military aviation, thanks in part to the history of the Wright brothers. Today, we continue to explore innovative energy solutions to support the future needs of the base. Dayton is an inventive, historic community that is in perpetual motion, always moving forward, always thinking about what's next. And those attributes fit wonderfully with AES's commitment to accelerating the future of energy. We can't deliver on our goal of using the best available technology to deliver energy across the world unless we pause to think about the types of people who will make up the teams inside the Smart Operations Center. What attributes do we need? We need hard workers, collaborators, engineers and entrepreneurs, problem solvers, big picture thinkers, detail-oriented analysts, team players. We need Ohioans. I would like to extend a special thanks to all our local partners and businesses who supported the design, construction, procurement, and many other organizations committed to the AES Smart Operations Center investment. We kept our dollars local to support the Dayton region and its customers. They say at the turn of the century, Dayton had a group of people in a golden era, all coming together at the same time to make Dayton a hub for invention. At that time, Dayton was kind of like the Silicon Valley of mechanical engineering, with investment to support a whole class of inventors and thinkers. That investment in turn fed into a final factor driving Dayton's inventiveness and collaboration. That's what we're here to do at AES. We value Dayton's history, we see its perfect fit, and we look forward to being part of its next chapter. We are honored to accept the award of Project of the Year from the Dayton Development Coalition. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina, and congratulations. Now I'd like to bring back John Landis for our closing remarks.
Thank you, Julie. I would like to congratulate all our honorees for their leadership and investment in our community. On behalf of the DDC Board, thank you for joining us today. Your support, your collaboration, and your partnership make our region stronger. It defines our community. Once again, we ask you to help us make important connections. Introduce us to the businesses that we can help to grow, share our region's strengths with people in your industry, and never stop being an advocate for the Dayton region. To our investors, thank you for believing in us and for your commitment to our future. None of this could happen without you. Many of you have been with us from the beginning, and we are incredibly grateful. Jeff and I have been humbled and grateful for how high our investor retention rate was in 2020. You stood by us and supported our work during one of the worst economic times in our country's history. Saying thank you doesn't seem like nearly enough. In difficult times, supporting economic development is critical. Your investment is the foundation of our recovery. If you're not an investor, we want and need your support. To our partners, keep up the great work. We value your partnership, your investment, and the hard work you do every day to help our region grow. Thank you once more to our annual meeting sponsors, CareSource, Premier Health, Cincinnati Bell, Charter Communications, Speedway, McGowan Braebender, Fifth Third Bank, Kettering Health Network, Heidelberg Distributing, Sinclair College, the University of Dayton Research Institute, and Clark State College. As Jeff said, our community is resilient. While it's tempting to think our new year has swept away our difficulties, we still have a long recovery ahead of us. I know we can count on you to move us forward. We are stronger together. Thank you for your time, your partnership, and your support.